How's it going, everybody? My name is Lucky Buns, and in today's video I'm going to be going over how to evolve all of the special evolutions in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Indigo Disk. Now, if you're curious about a specific Pokemon's evolution, you guys can find timestamps down below, so feel free to skip around to the Pokemon that you actually need help with. It's also worth noting that many of these Pokemon can also be found in 5 and 6 star raids, as well as in the wild. Now, when it comes down to evolution items, and there are a lot of Pokemon that need evolution items in this DLC, you can acquire most of them from the item printer. You can also find some of them around the terrarium, receive them as Pokedex rewards, and buy them in the school store. But I feel like the item printer is the easiest way to get them, and you ideally want to unlock the full version of this as soon as possible anyways. So with that being said, we have a lot of special evolutions to get through, so let's run through them right now, starting off with Exeggutor. So for Exeggutor, you want to use a Leaf Stone on Exeggcute. You can't actually evolve Alolan Exeggutor in this DLC, but you can find it in the wild in the coastal biome. So if you guys are wondering how to do that, you can only catch that one in the wild. Next up, we have Alolan Sandslash, which is a Violet exclusive, and Alolan Ninetales, which is a Scarlet exclusive. Both require Ice Stones to evolve from Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Vulpix, respectively. Following that, we have Alolan Golem, which requires you to trade Alolan Graveler. The easiest way to do this is to use the trade codes on screen right now. These are from Austin John Plays. There's going to be a link to his infographic in the description down below, which has trade codes for every single Pokemon that does require a trade, so make sure to use those as you're going through and completing these. Moving on though, let's talk about our next Pokemon, which is going to be Whimsicott. You want to use a Sunstone on Cottonee to evolve this one. Now for the next one, we have Vileplume. You want to use a Leaf Stone on Gloom, or you can evolve to Bellossom using a Sunstone on Gloom. Following that, we have Minccino, which evolves into Cinccino using a Shiny Stone. Now the next two evolutions are going to be new Pokemon that we got during this DLC. We're going to have Hydrapple and Archaludon, or Archaludon. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. Feel free to correct me in the comment section down below. Now in order to get Hydrapple, you want to teach a Diplin Dragon Cheer and then level it up. In order to actually get Dragon Cheer, you have to beat Drayton, the Elite Four member of the Blueberry Academy. If you haven't got that far in the DLC, you have to get to that point before you can actually get Dragon Cheer. After you beat him, I believe you can make Dragon Cheer as many times as you want from the TM machine. Now for Archaludon, you want to give a Duraludon a metal alloy. This is an item that you can get from the school store, or you can just use the item printer like I mentioned earlier. That's probably the easiest way to get this. Now the next 6 Pokemon that we're going to go over all require them to be holding a specific item when traded. So let's start off with the Porygon evolution. So in order to get Porygon-2, you have to trade a Porygon while holding an upgrade. In order to get a Porygon-Z, you have to trade a Porygon-2 while holding a Dubious Disc. So Porygon has 2 different evolution items. Make sure that they are holding the correct one when you guys do actually go through with that trade. Now following that, we have Seadra, which you want to have holding a Dragon Scale in order to evolve into Kingdra. Next up, we have Electabuzz, which you want to have holding an Electrizer to evolve into Electivire. We have Magmar as well, which you want to have holding a Magmarizer to evolve into Magmortar. And then we have Rhydon, which you want to have holding a Protector to evolve into Rhyperior. Now the next evolution is going to be kind of a fun one, or kind of an annoying one depending on how you look at it. That is going to be for Inkay's evolution, which evolves into Malamar. So you're going to have to actually take your Switch off your dock if you're used to just playing on the console, and you have to flip your Switch upside down, level it up, and then it should evolve into Malamar. So as long as Inkay is above level 30 when you do this, you should get the evolution. If it's below level 30 and you still have it upside down, that's probably why you're not getting it, so just make sure that it is above level 30. The next 3 Pokemon we're going to talk about are going to be Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Hitmontop, which have very specific evolution requirements. Now Tyrogue is going to be the pre-evolution Pokemon, and it has to evolve past the level 20. Now here's the tricky part. For Hitmonchan, you have to evolve it with a higher attack stat. For Hitmonlee, you want to evolve it with a higher defense stat. And for Hitmontop, they have to have equal attack and defense stats. Now the easiest way that I found to get equal attack and defense stats for your Hitmontop, or I guess for your Tyrogue before you evolve them to Hitmontop, is to go to the Hyper Trainer, which is going to be in Montenerva, and then just Hyper Train your attack and defense stats, and then that way they're both going to be even. But like I mentioned earlier, you can get Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, and Hitmontop from raid battles, so you don't really have to go through with the Tyrogue evolutions, but for example, if you got like a shiny that you want to evolve into specifically Hitmontop, that's probably the best way to do it. Next up, we're going to have Hisuian Qwilfish, which evolves into Overqwil. Now basically the only requirements to evolve it into Overqwil is that it has to be level 28 or higher, and it needs to know the move Barbarage. I believe in previous games you had to use Barbarage like a number of times to get it to evolve, but in this game you don't have to do that, which is actually kind of nice. The next 2 Pokemon that we're going to go over are going to be Galarian Slowbro and Galarian Slowking. Now for Galarian Slowbro, you're going to need to give a Galarian Slowpoke a Galarian Cuff, and for Galarian Slowking, you're going to need to give it a Galarian Wreath. You can acquire both of these items from the same girl at the Coastal Plaza. In order to get the Galarian Cuff, you gotta give her a 8 Galarian twigs, and in order to get the Galarian wreath, you need to give her 15 Galarian twigs. Now I'm sure you're wondering, where can you actually get these Galarian twigs? So you can collect these on the beach where the Galarian Slowpoke spawn. You can see on screen right now where my map is, and if you're lucky, you might even get a shiny at the same time like I did. So yeah, make sure to go and use that Academy special, because in this sort of scenario where you're gonna just have to farm items on the ground, it can take you a little bit of time, but trust me, that's totally worth it because Slowpoke spawn everywhere. So hopefully you guys do get a shiny Galarian Slowpoke as well. Now our final evolutions of the video are going to be the Alcremie evolutions. You can evolve Milcery with either a berry, clover, flower, love, ribbon, star, or strawberry sweet, and depending on how you spin and at what time of the day you spin, it can evolve into different flavors. So we're gonna go through every single different flavor variant right now. So the first one is going to be Vanilla Cream, and you want to spin clockwise for less than 5 seconds during the day. The next one is going to be Ruby Cream, and you want to spin anti-clockwise for less than 5 seconds during the day. Following that, we have Caramel Swirl, which you want to spin clockwise for more than 5 seconds during the day. And then finally, we have Ruby Swirl, which you want to spin anti-clockwise for more than 5 seconds during the day. Now let's move on over to the nighttime one. So the first one is going to be Matcha Cream, which you want to spin clockwise for less than 5 seconds at night. The next one is going to be Salted Cream, which you want to spin anti-clockwise for less than 5 seconds at night. Following that, we have Lemon Cream, where you want to spin clockwise for more than 5 seconds at night. And then finally, we have Mint Cream, which you want to spin anti-clockwise for more than 5 seconds at night. So those are going to be the first 8 flavors. We do have one more bonus flavor, and I like to call it a bonus flavor because it's probably the hardest one to get, and that is going to be the Rainbow Swirl flavor. So you want to spin anti-clockwise for more than 10 seconds at dusk. Dusk is a really hard time to get in-game, and you can't actually forward the time, so you just have to kind of wait it out. Now keep in mind, Milcery is going to have 7 different sweets to evolve into Alcremie, and Alcremie is going to have 9 different flavors. So 9 times 7 is 63 different variants of Alcremie, not including the shinies. So that is going to be a total of 126 different variants of this Pokemon. I wish you the best of luck if you're going on that long journey of 126 different variants, and if you've already actually completed that, let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, that's basically everything that I have for you guys in this video. If you still want to check out some more content, I'm going to recommend these 2 videos right here. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.